Hi, I'm Charlotte, Head of Communications at Cobseo, the Confederation of Service Charities, and I'm with Chester from Directory of Social Change, who designed this fantastic interactive tool to visualise the impact of the pandemic on Cobseo members and provide the evidence for all of us to use. Today we're going to take a closer look at it in action. So it's been widely reported that the pandemic has had an impact on people's mental health. Has there been any effect on demand from beneficiaries for mental health support from Cobseo members?
So in terms of mental health support, I can click on this little icon here and you can see that's highlighted in green there to show that that's what we're looking at. And you can see over here we've got the reported change and beneficiary needs over the last 6 months. So 68% of the respondents to the survey reported that they'd had an increase in demand.
And obviously there's a lot more options of need that we could go through, but obviously we can't look at each one today, but that's great, thank you. So what if I was interested in, for example, finding out which type of critical service shows the greatest proportion of respondents reporting a significant impact?
We can keep our eye on that particular category there in red, and we can click between and see, for example, for mental and physical health, we can look at the proportion for welfare, domestic violence, housing, and so on. And if you went through all of those, you would see that mental and physical health is the area for which the greatest percentage of respondents have reported a significant impact on their service delivery.
And what about the ability of charities to cope with service delivery more generally?
So there's a number of different categories here, ranging from very easily coping with service delivery in general, all the way up to we cannot meet the demand. And I'd just like to highlight here that some of these categories are a little bit cut off just because we're limited on space in the dashboard, but you can either hover over them to see those categories, or you can use the pop-out function here, which allows you to get a full screen visual, which is really useful, for example, if you want to share that in a meeting. So if I just click on back to report here, one of the other features that we've included in the dashboard is the control panel. So you might be interested in looking at a particular subset of the respondents because they might maybe represent the subset which are most like the organisation that you work in, or you might just be interested in looking at a comparison more generally across different subsets of respondents. So say, for example, we wanted to look at the reported ability to cope with service delivery in general, but we wanted to look at that just for Veteran Scotland members. We can use this drop-down menu at the bottom, and we can then see how that changes for that subset.
So which income source has been most affected by a decrease in income over the last 6 months?
We can click through these and see, for example, for investment income, we've got 41%. For grant makers and funders, we've got 36%, and so on and so forth. And if we click through them all, you'll see that the greatest impact has been on fundraising and events, as we might expect, due to restrictions and so on with COVID-19. One of the things that we wanted to include in these sections on income, expenditure, and financial changes more generally is this quick toggle function. So what this allows you to do is to really quickly click on, for example, small organizations, medium organizations, or large organizations. And it allows you to see, you've got in the background here, what we had for all of the respondents to the survey. And then in the foreground, you've got that specific subset. So you can see among small charities, for example, we've got 91% reporting a decrease in their fundraising events income. And to contrast that with medium charities, that's only 70%.
I can see that the estimated changes in monthly income and expenditure are grouped into categories. Is it possible to use the dashboard to explore the relationship between them?
Yes, it is. So as we've demonstrated before with the quick toggle, where you can click on these different categories and see how the responses vary for those different subsets. You can also do that on any of the other graphs. So for example here, you might be interested to look at just among the charities who have reported that they had a decrease in their income. So that would be those who've reported a 75 to 100% decrease in their income, a 50 to 74% decrease in their income, a 25 to 49, and a 1 to 24%. You can see then that we've got quite a substantial proportion of the respondents who've also had no change in their expenditure, or have simultaneously had a decrease in their income and an increase in expenditure.
What kind of risks are Cobseo members reporting as being already a reality?
So we asked in our survey, we asked about a range of different risks that may be at present a reality, or may in future, so between 1 month and 3 to 5 years, when that risk might become a reality. So you can click through and you can see for which kinds of risks we have the greatest percentage of the respondents reporting that that's already a reality for them. So as you click through, for example here with reduction in service delivery, that's one of the areas in which we've seen this risk becoming a reality at present. And just to highlight again that these risks might not necessarily apply to all of different types of organisations equally. So there might be changes, there might be differences, for example, between charities and organisations of different sizes. And down here, using the control panel, we might also be interested to look as whether that changes by the type of organisation in terms of their Cobseo membership or their Veterans Scotland membership. So that's another layer that you could explore.
So we hope that you've found this instructive and interesting, and seen how easy it is to use. The latest survey is live now for all Cobseo members to take part until Friday the 19th of November. It's really important that as many members take part as possible to add their voice and experience to the discussion, so that we can continue to have the evidence we need to be able to keep representing the service charity sector. Thank you to all members who've already taken part, and thank you to all members who will be taking part before the 19th. The dashboard and the accompanying analysis can be found at www.dsc.org.uk/research. And this also includes qualitative data for those who'd like to read a more in-depth and on-the-ground account of members' experiences.